Hey, peace world. Thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. Please consider subscribing to the channel. If you like the way any of the information is being discussed, weigh in. Your opinion would be appreciated, or your input, your point of view would be appreciated. And then, hit the like button or something, whatever. This is just a quick morning Wood. When I'm out on my bike riding, man, I listen to a lot of, that's when I listen to a lot of music. And a project dropped last week that was just it was extremely well done. And I had to talk about it. It's not really a review, it's somewhat of a reaction slash thoughts, observations, and whatnot. But I'll get to that in just a second. Before I do get to that, though, I do want to call attention to a guy. I haven't really talked about his albums, but he's becoming one of the better and the more consistent artists out there, and that's your old Droog, or YOD. Uh, back in November or December, I think he released a joint called Space Bar that was dope. Came back with the Wolf of Wall Street Part 2 with his partner Fahim the God. That was pretty solid. And then recently, hell, he might even had another one out there, but more recently was Yachty Wave, which was exclusively produced by Wes Craven. Nicholas Craven out of Canada, friend of the channel. So yeah, your old Droog, very thoughtful dude. I'm gonna come back and talk about Yachty Wave. It's just an EP, 6 or 7 songs on there, so I'm gonna shed some light on that one as well. But just a very consistent worker, very thoughtful artist, MC, your old Droog. Concept albums, theme albums. I always love to check out the theme albums with a lot of thought in them, a lot of great execution, and a lot of brilliant ways to connect to the source material. A couple examples that come to mind are, well, I said the Elmatic was a theme album by Elzai, phenomenal. An Ode to a Reasonable Doubt by Sky Zoo years ago, phenomenal. But then a couple years ago, Sky Zoo did the Milestone project celebrating Black fatherhood, and it was based on the relationship of Furious and Trey in Boys in the Hood. Really dope project, really well executed. Recently, Ransom had heavy lies the head, or some heavy is the head that wears the crown, or whatever. But it was basically Game of Thrones, maybe a little Conan the Barbarian. It was like it was kind of that theme, and that was excellent. There was one more that was out there that was a theme that was really well done. I can't think of it. Anyway, moving on. If Cocaine Could Talk 7 by RJ Payne. This project actually came out last Thursday. You know, you get new music on Friday. Most new music drops on Fridays. Obviously, the hip-hop world, all eyes were trained on the release of Benny the Butcher, Tana Talk 4. That's evidenced by the fact that that was the best charting Griselda project in their whole canon. You know what I'm saying? So everybody was looking forward to the release of Tana Talk 4. March 10th, I believe, RJ Payne drops off If Cocaine Could Talk 7. I think the subtitle was Nino's Revenge. I didn't see it, I didn't catch it in real time. But I stopped to get something to drink while I was out on my ride, and I saw the thumbnail, and I was like, oh, this did come out. Let me check it out. A quarter of a mile down the road, 2 miles down the road, I'm blown away. Super inspiring, just off the chart creativity. For those, to just give you a quick, the premise of the album is Lo and behold, Nino Brown did not die when he was shot and fell 4 stories down to the floor in that after his trial from the old man. He did not die in for RJ Payne's world. So it kind of gets on some kind of starts out on some Mark for Death stuff with Seagal. He talks the nurse into helping him escape. And, you know, I got some money stashed away, get me up out of here. And, you know, I'll pay you for helping me escape. And then I'm going to get off, recover, recuperate, and plan, plot, strategize, and all that, get back on my feet. And in his second act, Nino Brown, he becomes a businessman and gets involved with the music industry. He's selling vinyl, is his new hustle. The album is narrated by Ice-T, reprising his role as Scotty Appleton, the disappointed detective whose mother was actually killed by Nino Brown as a school teacher that he didn't know. He had a bag of that dust and, you know, went out there and just shot this innocent lady. And so Scotty still wants, he eventually finds out that Nino Brown is still alive. And so he gets into his investigative bag and starts to track down Nino according to what he's picking up and what's going on in the city. And so this is happening through the course of these 14 songs that are on the project. Because I'm riding my bike and I can't see the titles of all of the songs. I don't have that type of in-depth breakdown for you. But there's one dope record on there. You know, everything that you would want addressed from the movie, if anybody was going to do a sequel or a prequel, anything that you could have thought of, I think RJ Payne nailed it. It's a conversation between him and G Money on there, where he speaks about why I had to put one in your head and that whole relationship. He has another autobiographical track on there that gives us a totally different look at Nino Brown. And I know villain in the black community, villain is, for some, Scotty was the villain. And Nino was the hero for a lot of people. But Payne takes a moment and does this autobiographical thing to say this really wasn't, there was never no choice in me whether you do good or you do evil or you do good or you sell dope. There was never no choice for a person like me. There was just choosing to survive and exist. And then once he picked up the game and everything he did after that, well, he just had to keep the company running. And it's just very well done. Some of the bars in there, the points that he makes, speaking from Nino Brown's perspective, well done. Well done. And RJ Payne, just lyrically, man, when we talk about styles, he just has this never-ending flow in his verses. And it, you know, the end of a sentence at the same time, it ends a bar, but then it totally opens up some whole new discussion to go in the next bar. And he just does that over and over and over. And at the end of a verse, you've just traveled so many subjects and topics and concepts and thoughts that it's like this dude is just a monster with this shit. Like it's amazing to listen to it. But to take that type of freestyle ability, not off the top, but just like freestyle rhyming, to take that and now put it on to this Nino Brown premise and address all of the stuff in here. He kind of speaks on, then he gets into building his business of selling vinyl. It's a couple of records on that. And then Nino becomes aware that Scotty is back on his trail. There's a song or two on that. Then there he builds the investigation. I've been critical of the Power. The investigation of Power was trash, especially if you compare it to the investigations that took place on The Wire. He talks about this detailed investigation. Scotty is having phone calls with his team or his captain. Scotty is checking his sources to track the movement of Nino. Nino is trying to move about the city. And then it gets to the last portion of the record, and he has some joint on there about seeing Scotty twice in one day. And he's like, that can't be a mistake. They trying to box me in and everything. And then I think there's a traffic stop where Nino is transporting his vinyl. It's not cocaine, but because he is who he was, you know, he stops and gets this search, this illegal search possibly. And it's just, I felt like I was listening to a DVD, a movie. I felt like I was listening to a movie as I'm doing my bike ride. It's just so vivid. It's so detailed. Everything is just very consistent. All the dots are connected. I just salute the brother, man. I think RJ Payne, I believe he has, if he didn't get signed by Eminem, he was at least like co-signed by Eminem a year and a half ago or something. You know, Eminem really came out and endorsed him as being one of the phenomenal, the prolific MCs out in the game right now. But he'd already been doing, you know, so much of his own work. My only issue with RJ Payne, but it's his business model. The only way you could rock with his material was to go to his website and purchase it. You know, but he was very vocal about why he made that decision and why he stuck with it as long as he did. It was good business. You know, and he was a guy, I think he was messed up in, you know, working retail or something, living off, you know, meager earnings and whatnot. And then he walked away from that and really got focused on his business and his craft and changed his life. Because now he's been doing what he's been doing the last 3.5, 4 years. And it's working for him. So I exchanged a thought or two on it online with him about when I first came on to RJ Payne a couple years ago. And I understood his point. Like, nah, bruh, I know you want to just stream this or you just want to go download this. But I got my thing set up over here. And that's what I got to do, because everything, as hard as I work, I need it all to come back to me. So it is what it is. But anyway, man, I just want to suggest that you check out If Cocaine Could Talk. If you do like lyricism, if you do like storytelling, if you do like concept albums or theme albums, I think it's a dope project. The beats and the narration, the interludes, and the production for the stuff that Scotty is speaking over, and then the beats to match the scenes that these aren't really tracks, these are scenes. These are audio scenes. And it just all marries up very well, man, and it's a solid project. If Cocaine Could Talk 7. Again, my name is Wood. Let me get on out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Check out that work recently, the run of Your Old Drew, YOD or Yachty, whatever he's referring to himself now. Hey, I gotta get shaking. It's the top of the morning. Pay me no mind, sports and entertainment. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Peace.